Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. I was absolutely blown away to discover how the ancient texts of the Bhagavad Gita might literally hold the key to understanding modern quantum physics. I mean, it sounds like a massive leap, right? Ancient Sanskrit and cutting-edge science. But as we peel back the layers of a very specific chapter of the Gita known as Vibhuti Yoga, we are going to uncover some breathtaking parallels with the fundamental laws of thermodynamics and quantum mechanics. Because we are building a bridge between these two seemingly totally different worlds today, here is our roadmap. First, breaking reality's rules. Then, what is Vibhuti Yoga? Third, the spider and the gold. After that, ancient wisdom meets quantum physics. Then, the blind men and reality. And finally, the ultimate interconnectedness. All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, Breaking Reality's Rules.
So, what if an object could literally be in two places at exactly the same time? This might sound like a total paradox, but it perfectly frames both the modern phenomenon of quantum superposition, where a particle can exist in multiple states or places simultaneously, and an amazing ancient story. In the texts, there's this famous tale where Mother Yashoda looks inside the mouth of baby Krishna and sees the entire universe. Every single atom, completely scattered throughout existence, is all present right there in his mouth at the exact same time. Now, for centuries, this just sounded like beautiful science fiction. But today, well, quantum physics tells us that our rigid, everyday understanding of space and location is actually pretty limited.
To truly grasp the universe, we have to realize that physical distance is often just an illusion. Our standard realm of physics, it only goes so far. As Einstein famously pointed out, if we assume the classical physics we interact with on a daily basis are the only universal laws out there, we just aren't being creative enough in our thinking.
Moving right along to Section 2, what is Vibhuti Yoga? Vibhuti Yoga strips away all that heavy theological jargon to reveal a remarkably simple truth. The ultimate reality is immanent. And what that means is the divine, or the foundational energy of the universe, is present within every single atom. It's not some entity sitting outside the universe pulling strings like a puppeteer. It literally is the universe. It's the profound realization of the one and the many. Chapter 10 basically serves as a manual for recognizing this. It shows us that the seemingly separate, chaotic elements of our world are actually extraordinary manifestations of one supreme source. It's all about training the mind to see the extraordinary hidden right there in the ordinary. When you break down the structure of Chapter 10, this fascinating concept emerges. The Supreme acts as both the intelligence behind the universe and the physical material of the universe itself. This dual nature concept is massive, and it actually leads us perfectly into our next section to explore how this physically works. Which brings us to Section 3, the spider and the gold. Normally, when we think of creation, we think it requires two totally separate things. First, an intelligent cause, like a goldsmith who has the design in his head and the skill to make it. And second, a material cause, the raw gold itself. But the Gita proposes a really unique status for the universe, where the creator is both the intelligence and the material. How on earth is that possible? Well, the crucial point is captured beautifully in this ancient spider metaphor. The creator spins the universe into existence, using its own intelligent design, but also its own physical essence. Think about it. Just like a spider doesn't go down to the local hardware store to buy thread, the foundational consciousness of the universe didn't source material from somewhere else. It manifested the whole universe right out of itself.
It's kind of like gold. A gold ring, a gold bangle, and a gold chain are ultimately just gold in different shapes, right? The incredibly diverse world we see is simply a manifestation of one divine material. In the ancient texts, this is summarized as ring darsanam equals gold darsanam, meaning when you look at the ring, you are really just seeing the gold. When you see the diverse, crazy universe around us, you are really just seeing that one singular underlying reality.
Okay, let's get into the science. Section 4, Ancient Wisdom meets Quantum Physics. It is honestly incredible how tightly these concepts align. The indestructible Atman, or soul, mirrors the first law of thermodynamics and the conservation of quantum information. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, it only changes forms. So death is basically just a phase transition. The core quantum information remains completely constant. Furthermore, the cosmic universal form described in the Gita, it's a flawless, ancient description of quantum entanglement. Albert Einstein famously called this spooky action at a distance, the proven reality that particles can be instantly connected across vast distances, making physical space completely irrelevant. And it doesn't stop there. The Gita also addresses the second law of thermodynamics, entropy. In physics, entropy is the natural drift toward chaos. Think of a teenager's bedroom getting messier and messier over time without focused energy to clean it up. The Gita actually maps this exact physical law to human psychology. It shows that without focused spiritual detachment, acting without being completely chained to the emotional results, our minds naturally degrade into a high-entropy, chaotic state of anxiety and burnout.
So if all this deep interconnectedness is true, why do we feel so incredibly separated from it? Let's look at Section 5, The Blind Men and Reality. You might know this classic story. 4 blind men touch different parts of an elephant and furiously argue over its shape. One grabs the leg and swears it's a pole, another grabs the trunk and says it's a club, the belly is a jar, the ear is a fan. They each mistake their tiny, localized experience for the absolute, total truth.
Similarly, our everyday senses only let us grasp a tiny fraction of reality. We are exactly like those blind men, arguing over the parts while completely missing the beautiful, unified quantum web that connects us all. The phenomenal world we see is conditioned by space, time, and our own built-in psychological limits.
Let's bring it all home with Section 6, The Ultimate Interconnectedness.
The essence of Vibhuti Yoga isn't just a fun theory. It's a highly practical method for changing our entire attitude towards the world. It is about training our minds to appreciate that every extraordinary thing we encounter is a direct glimpse of that divine underlying reality. You absolutely do not need to run away to a mountain cave to experience it. You can recognize that interconnectedness right here, right where you are.
By viewing the world through the combined lenses of the Gita and quantum physics, we can finally drop our sense of isolation. We aren't separate observers looking out at some cold, alien universe. Just like the spider's web, we are spun from the very material of the cosmos itself. I want to leave you with a final thought to ponder long after this explainer wraps up. If you truly are an indestructible piece of quantum information, deeply woven into a unified cosmic web, why are you still stressing about the little things? Thank you so much for exploring this amazing topic with me, and keep questioning the nature of your reality.